All right, I don't know how to start this video. It's not the kind of video that I usually make. If you're subscribed, you know that, and if you're not, then welcome to the channel. Hello there. But we need to talk about the Capture the Idris event. Before we start, I will say I'm not a CIG bashing channel. I'm not going to sit here and be like, CIG are rubbish. I really appreciate CIG. I think they do a really good job, and I think all the people that work there, like, they're human beings. They're all working their absolute hardest to give us the best game. They want it to be just as good as we want it to be. So I don't see any value in sitting here saying, oh, CIG, you're shit, right? But at the same time, constructive criticism where constructive criticism is due. I think it's helpful if there's actionable feedback that we can give to CIG, and I think it's really important that we do so. So, hence this video. We're going to break this video into 3 parts. We're going to have part 1 will be the backlash, what people are saying online. I put a tweet out that people have responded to that I want to go through. We're going to have a really quick look at the Reddit post because that's a cesspit of the internet. And then we also have some other tweets that I think we should look at. And then we'll go on to the problem, the actual cause of why this event didn't work. Or my opinion, I should say, of why I think this event didn't work and how CIG could fix it. And then the solution. Okay, so let's jump into Reddit and let's look at what people are saying on there, and we'll sort of step through the comments, and you'll see a reoccurring theme of where people are placing their blame, and it's no surprise that it is streamers. People are blaming streamers. Starting from the very top, was hoping to be able to see the Idris interior, but I doubt that will happen with a streamer class this will turn into. Yes and no. You could also blame orgs for the same thing, and we'll get onto that in a moment. Next, we have, yep, called it. It's cool and all, but not for 99% of the players who aren't streamers. Wish they could have just made the crew AI and let people join the fun. The initial events were fun in the EPTU. The event had huge potential to rally everyone on the server together to take down an Idris. That would have been really cool to see. True. Instead, we now get a PvP event with the largest orgs and streamers are going to dominate as per usual, giving the 95% of the player base very little chance of winning or anything, or even enjoying the event. Well, the issue is that that's how the event is designed to be for orgs and large groups, and in that sense, streamers too. So you get the gist of it. Everyone is blaming streamers, and they're not wrong entirely, but also they are very wrong. So allow me to explain that before we move on to the tweets. People are only really seeing one side of the argument and not both. And again, we'll see this in a minute. But there's plenty of streamers that couldn't get a look in either. That couldn't even get anywhere near the Idris. Ollie is a great example. Morphologist is another good example. But let's touch on Ollie. Ollie43, huge YouTuber, really good Star Citizen content creator. He did 2 streams. His first one couldn't get anywhere near an Idris, couldn't get into any servers with an Idris in, struggled. Second stream, managed to get into a server with an Idris in, but only saw it, couldn't get inside of it or on board, just saw it from the outside. And even without streamers, the people that are complaining about the event still wouldn't have been able to get involved with the event. Streamers had no bearing on you being able to be part of this event, and I will explain why in just a second. And I just want to nip it in the bud as well. I've seen a few comments that are like, oh, CIG catered to streamers. No, there's no... CIG are not sitting there. Xylo's not sitting there watching Salty Mike and going, breaker, C12, Salty Mike's in server B12678, quickly, spawn an Idris into his server. That is not happening. Streamers have a better chance of being part of the event, but it's not because they have some weird streamer privilege where CIG are catering to them for being a content creator on their game. It's not happening. But let me just talk about the tweets and the responses we got over there. So starting off, I put out this tweet. What are your thoughts of the Capture the Idris event? Good or bad? I'd love to know what you're feeling. Most people saying they just didn't even see it. So first comment here, I heard speak of the legend of the Capture the Idris event in other servers. Then I finally gave in and I watched someone stream on it. Yeah, exactly, right? So people are giving up because the event is just not spawning in their servers. Moving on, I don't have friends to play, so I didn't have a shot of getting on board the Idris. I mean, look, I mean this in the most respectful way. I'm a solo player for the most part. I do have a small org and obviously a small community around my content creation that I play with. But for the most part, I do play on my own. and I'm faced with the same problem. But I mean, the chances are I'm going to have to just join a bigger org because I want to be part of these events, and it's going to be impossible without being part of an org. And that's by design. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yes, it would be nice if we could just trust everyone on the server to be like, hey, let's team up and do this together. And I'm sure you'll find like-minded people in the global chat. If you said it, I'm sure there'll be people like, yeah, let's do it. And we'll just sort of run through these last three really quickly because I don't want to spend too long on this, but never saw the event pop into servers. I played a lot of Star Citizen, a lot of friends, and the event never came up. Only 1% of players encounter it. No commenters will never see the mission available. So as you can see, you got the general gist, right? There's two main arguments. Argument one, they're not even spawning into my server. I've got no chance of even seeing the event. And argument two, when I do see the event, all I'm going to see is a streamer or a large org just completely run through the rest of us because they've got a huge group of people. So the problem, the issue, the thing that is causing this event to not work, in my opinion, it's the financial reward that is attached to the event. It is the whole, if you hold it for X amount of time, you get a free Idris. Now look, don't get me wrong, I don't have an Idris. I would love an Idris. I can't afford an Idris with real life money. The only way I'm going to get one is in game. Yes, give me a free Idris. I would love it. But would I rather it not be part of the event so that we can see the event in more servers? Yes. Now, I don't know if CIG made the decision, and I have to stress this is pure just speculation here. I don't know if CIG didn't spawn the Idrises into the server because they had to give away the Idris to people that held it for the longest amount of time, and therefore they couldn't spawn it into loads of servers because then they're just giving away loads and loads of Idrises, which they didn't want to do. Take that away from the event, there's nothing other than performance that is stopping CIG placing that Idris into every server, or 1 in 5, or 1 in 10 even. Just making it more accessible, because that is the main frustration. The community's annoyed that they're not even getting a chance. They're not getting a look in. They're not even seeing the mission pop up in their server. The best chance they're going to get to see it is watching a stream, and that's wrong. There's no two ways about it. That's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. And the reason streamers are getting in there is not because CIG, as I said earlier, Xylo's going, hey, get the streamers in, put it in their server. No. The streamers and the orgs, they have a huge amount of people in them, right? They have thousands, hundreds, whatever, in their communities, in their orgs. And all it takes is one person from anywhere in the world that's part of that org to get into one of their servers, and the Idris is there. They see the mission. They then message their org or the streamer, let's say it's Salty Mike, just as an example. They go, hey, Mike, I've got an Idris in my server. And Mike's like, oh, sick, I'm on the way. Gets invited, he goes in. Then he gets his buddies in, maybe, other streamer friends, whatever. And then you've got a server full of streamers with this Idris event, and it's all happened naturally. It's just one of the community or one of the org members has invited them in. There's no streamer privilege in that sense. And what I was saying earlier about, well, it doesn't matter if streamers are in the game or not, you still would have struggled. That's true, because the orgs would have been doing the same thing. Streamer or not, if an org member finds the Idris, they're going to go, hey, quickly, everyone in, and then get all their org mates in, and there's the same problem, right? So the event itself is designed for large groups of people. So I would like to talk about, if I may, the F8C event. And look, I think it was good. And before everyone's sitting in the comments right now sharpening their knife, shing, shing, shing. If Salty Mike's reacting to this, his Twitch community going, this motherfucker. Look, listen, hear me out, okay? Forget for a second the ship in question, because I completely understand the history behind the Lightning, getting a variant after Squadron, concierges over, I think it was 10 grand or 15, I can't remember quite the amount, but so much of a backing that's been paid will get you access to the ship. I get there was like a big sort of a gateway in between getting access to the Lightning, and then suddenly, oh look, everyone's got access to it. You find a golden ticket that was in every single crate in the server, and then you have a chance to buy it. I get the whole backlash around the ship, so please ignore that in what I want to talk about. I just want to talk about the actual event, the execution of the event, the golden ticket, the platinum ticket. This event feels like they just got rid of the golden ticket part, and it was just the platinum part. And what I mean by that is you just had such a slim chance to find the Idris at all, as we've discussed. Now, I'm not saying for a second that they should have had a golden ticket event where you could then go and rent the Idris. I don't think they should have done that. Definitely not. But take away that they should have had the Idris in more servers, as we've said. Now, going back to the whole financial reward, The other issues that you breed by making the Idris a financial reward, or giving players a financial reward at the end of the event, which in this case was an Idris, a £1,500 ship, is cheaters. By adding that financial reward, you have the influx of cheaters. Star Citizen struggles from the same problems that Tarkov struggles from around RMT, or real money transactions. People will pay for that Idris. So if you have a cheater, they'll teleport themselves onto the ship or teleport people away from the ship, whatever, get themselves on. They then win the event, let's say, and then they get a free Idris. They then will sell their account on eBay or whatever for an extra $500 and make a profit. Now, I know CIG have things in place to stop this from happening, but there's no doubt that cheaters impacted this event. And that, I mean, look, it will still happen even without the real money transaction side of things. But you take away that financial reward, have it just spawn into more servers, and then it doesn't matter so much. Because, okay, you spawn into one and there's a cheater that's teleport. Okay, change server, because you'll probably have the event again pop up in the next hour or so. It doesn't matter. We have to remember as well that this is an alpha. Nothing we do in the game matters at all. None of the money that we earn in the game, none of the reputation that we build up, none of the ships that we collect. Like, nothing matters. It's all going to be wiped. It's going to be wiped at the next patch. It's going to probably be wiped again when 4.0 comes out. It will then definitely be wiped again when it goes into beta. And then when the final release, there's going to be so many wipes that us earning money and spending a little bit of time on an Idris, it's irrelevant. So there's no real reason to hold back on it because it's an alpha. For these events right now, they should just be for fun. Like, I completely understand that when the game's finally released, then the events should be more locked away and there should be more of an entry fee, if you like, to get into them. Not financially, but like you have to have a certain amount of people, or there'll be big events that only org can really do because they're so vast. That's fine, that should absolutely be in the game. But for whilst we're in an alpha, there's no reason to gatekeep any of these events. There just isn't. I honestly do think that CIG should rerun this event. Reload it, run it back, do it all again. But take away the financial reward, the whole holding it for the longest time. People are naturally going to do that. If you take over an Idris, you're going to want to stay on it for as long as you can. And I'm sure other players will have a beacon that can come and attack you and fight you, and then you can just hold it. And if they board you, then, they can kill you and they can take it themselves. People will play it. Everyone will get involved. If they see an Idris spawn in, people are there. So the way that I would do it, if I was designing it, I'd probably have a timer. So the event spawns in. There is a 90-minute, an hour and a half timer on the event. Within that time, you have to get to the Idris, take it over, and then just hold it for as long as you can and have fun on it. At the end of the 90-minute timer, if the ship hasn't been destroyed by that point, then the people on board, the party on board, get rewarded with just some AUEC. This then allows people to fight for the Idris, to board it. There is still a reward, but it's in-game currency. There's nothing external, so CIG can spawn it into loads of servers and not worry about it. Cheaters are less likely to be that bothered about it, and people will just have a good time. If the ship is destroyed within the 90 minutes, so let's say a team takes it and then they get blown up within, the first 20 minutes, then just have a cooldown for the event to respawn and start again. Another Idris will spawn in, let's say, an hour's time, and then players, rinse and repeat, players can go and do that one. And it just gives everyone a chance to see the Idris, most definitely, probably get on board the Idris at some point within their play session if they play for a few hours, and have fun with it. And then everyone can just really enjoy the event. And then people won't feel cheated. They won't be blaming orgs and streamers, because there's not going to be a large org or a large streamer in every server, or even one in every 5 servers. So everyone then gets an equal chance to just go and have fun. And because they're not getting a free Idris at the end, it doesn't matter. You could still have the free Idris, you could still have that financial Idris reward on a few servers where the devs are on it, similar to the Platinum ticket in that regard. But then all the other servers just have this event running where people can just enjoy it. That's how I think it should have been done myself. I think then you wouldn't have had any backlash. People would have just been able to enjoy the Idris for the fun of the Idris and experience it. Now, I could have got this completely wrong. I could be way off the mark, and if I am, please let me know in the comments below. And equally, if you agree with what I'm saying, please again let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think and what you felt around this event. I think it's a really key talking point that we need to address, and that we need to allow CIG to have that feedback. This is just my thought process, my opinion, and I'm open to being corrected. So please, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But that's it. That's where I stand with this. I'm disappointed. I didn't get a chance to even see it myself. I didn't get a chance to have any form of looking like the majority of us. I only saw it through streams. And it just is what it is. And we'll leave it there. I'll stop rambling now. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing, hitting the like button, leave a comment down below. Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? The first 50 comments on the video, I will be taking a name at random and be doing a monthly giveaway of the Drake cutter. So the winner will get a Drake cutter. So yeah. Go down, comment, let me know what you think. And normal Star Citizen content creator spiel. If you haven't bought Star Citizen yet, use my referral code. Here it is, somewhere over here, I think. Or otherwise I'm just wagging my finger in the air randomly. Put that code in when you buy the game, and you get some free goodies and I get a referral bonus. So win-win for everyone. And that's it. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.